stem from personal struggles or issues. The role of empathy. Rudeness is often a reflection of the other person's internal state, rather than a direct commentary on you. By empathizing with their situation, you can respond with greater compassion and reduce the impact of their behavior on your own emotional state. Practical application. If a colleague snaps at you due to stress from a looming deadline, consider their perspective. They may be dealing with pressures you are unaware of. By approaching them with empathy, you not only diffuse potential conflict but also foster a supportive work environment. This practice is in line with the Stoic virtue of understanding and compassion. Key takeaway. Applying empathy allows you to respond to rudeness with compassion, thereby enhancing your interpersonal relationships and mitigating the impact of negative behavior. Lesson 5. Reflect on the impermanence of situations. Stoicism teaches that all experiences, including unpleasant ones, are temporary and subject to change. Recognizing the impermanence of situations can help you maintain perspective and emotional stability. Understanding impermanence. The transient nature of experiences means that even the most challenging interactions are temporary. By keeping this in mind, you can avoid letting a single instance of rudeness disproportionately affect your overall emotional well-being. Practical application. For example, if someone is rude to you during a difficult day, remind yourself that this moment is just one small part of your larger life experience. By acknowledging that this rudeness is temporary, you can prevent it from overshadowing your day. This Stoic insight helps maintain a balanced perspective and emotional resilience. Key takeaway. Recognizing the impermanence of challenging situations helps you stay focused on the bigger picture and maintain emotional stability. Lesson 6. Use rudeness as a mirror. Rudeness can often serve as a reflection of our own behaviors or attitudes. Stoicism encourages us to use challenging interactions as opportunities for self-reflection and personal growth. Self-reflection and growth. When faced with rudeness, consider whether the interaction reveals any personal areas for improvement. This approach allows you to view negative encounters as chances to enhance your own behavior or mindset. Practical application. If someone's rudeness triggers a strong reaction in you, reflect on whether there are underlying issues that need addressing. For example, if you feel particularly hurt by a comment, consider if it touches on a personal insecurity. By addressing these areas, you can grow from the experience and respond more effectively in the future. Key takeaway. Using rudeness as a mirror helps you identify and address personal areas for growth, turning negative experiences into valuable opportunities for self-improvement. Lesson 7. Reframe the situation. Reframing involves changing the way you perceive a situation to find a more positive or constructive angle. Stoicism teaches that our perspective significantly influences our experience of events. The power of reframing. By reframing a situation, you can transform a potentially negative experience into an opportunity for growth or a lesson in patience. This Stoic practice helps in maintaining a positive outlook and responding more effectively to challenges. Practical application. If someone is rude to you during a meeting, reframe the situation by viewing it as an opportunity to practice patience and professionalism. Instead of focusing on the rudeness, consider how your calm and composed response can positively impact the situation and demonstrate your resilience. Key takeaway. Reframing challenges as opportunities for growth or practice helps maintain a positive mindset and enhances your ability to handle difficult situations. Lesson 8. Maintain your integrity. Maintaining your integrity involves staying true to your values and principles, regardless of external circumstances. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of acting in accordance with one's moral values, even in the face of adversity. Upholding integrity. In the face of rudeness, Respond in a manner that reflects your core values. By doing so, you maintain your dignity and set a positive example, reinforcing your own integrity and contributing to a more respectful environment. Practical application. If someone behaves rudely towards you, respond with respect and professionalism. Uphold your principles by addressing the situation calmly and constructively, rather than retaliating with rudeness. This approach not only preserves your integrity, but also fosters a more respectful and productive interaction. Key takeaway. Responding to rudeness with integrity reinforces your values and sets a positive example, maintaining your dignity and contributing to a respectful environment. Lesson 9. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being fully present and aware of your thoughts, and life is a series of encounters, each bringing its own challenges and opportunities for growth. One common yet distressing experience is dealing with rudeness from others. Whether it's a brusque comment from a colleague, a snide remark from a stranger, or a passive-aggressive behavior from a friend, rudeness can be a significant source of stress and emotional turmoil. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy founded by Zeno of Citium and later popularized by thinkers like Seneca, Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, offers profound insights and practical advice on how to handle such interactions. The core tenets of Stoicism emphasize control over one's reactions, the pursuit of virtue, and the development of inner resilience. This guide will delve into how Stoic principles can be applied to manage rudeness effectively and maintain personal tranquility. Lesson 1. Focus on what you can control. Central to Stoic thought is the distinction between what is within our control and what is not. According to Epictetus, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, we should concentrate our efforts on managing our own responses rather than trying to control external events or the behavior of others. This fundamental principle is particularly relevant when dealing with rudeness. Understanding control. Rudeness often provokes a strong emotional reaction. It's natural to feel hurt or angry when someone behaves disrespectfully. However, Stoicism teaches that while we cannot control the actions or words of others, we have complete control over how we respond. By focusing on our responses, rather than the behavior of others, we preserve our inner peace and act in alignment with our values. Practical application. Imagine a scenario where a coworker publicly criticizes your work in a harsh manner. Instead of becoming defensive or upset, acknowledge that you cannot control their behavior. Instead, focus on your reaction. Take a deep breath, assess the criticism objectively, and respond calmly if needed. This approach not only helps maintain your composure, but also demonstrates professionalism and maturity. Key takeaway. By concentrating on your own responses rather than trying to change the behavior of others, you maintain control over your emotional state and actions. Lesson 2. Practice emotional detachment. Emotional detachment involves separating yourself from the immediate impact of others' actions. Stoicism advocates for a mindset where one's emotional state is not swayed by external circumstances, but remains steady and composed. This does not mean becoming indifferent or apathetic, but rather maintaining a clear boundary between your emotional well-being and others' behavior. The concept of detachment. In the context of rudeness, emotional detachment allows you to observe and understand the situation without becoming overwhelmed by negative feelings. By maintaining a distance between the rudeness you experience and your emotional reaction, you can address the situation more rationally and constructively. Practical application. Consider a situation where a friend makes a rude comment about your personal choices. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a moment to detach emotionally. Reflect on the possible reasons behind their comment. Perhaps they are projecting their insecurities or frustrations. By understanding this, you can respond with empathy rather than anger. This practice helps in maintaining healthy relationships and preserving your mental peace. Key takeaway. Emotional detachment helps you to respond to rudeness with clarity and composure, avoiding the escalation of conflicts and preserving your inner tranquility. Lesson 3. Remember the dichotomy of control. The dichotomy of control is a fundamental Stoic principle that differentiates between what we can control and what we cannot. According to this principle, we should focus on our own actions and attitudes while accepting that external factors, such as the behavior of others, are beyond our control. Application to rudeness. When confronted with rudeness, apply the dichotomy of control by recognizing that while you cannot control the other person's behavior, you can control your reaction. This mindset allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Practical application. For instance, if someone cuts in front of you in a line, instead of letting frustration take over, acknowledge that their actions are outside your control. Focus on your response. Choose to remain calm and patient. This approach aligns with the Stoic philosophy of maintaining inner peace regardless of external circumstances. Key takeaway: embracing the dichotomy of control helps you manage your responses effectively and maintain composure in the face of rudeness. Lesson 4. Apply the principle of empathy. Empathy involves understanding and sharing the feelings of others. Stoicism encourages us to view others' actions through the lens of empathy, recognizing that their behavior may feelings without letting them control you. Stoicism encourages maintaining a mindful attitude to remain centered and balanced amidst external disturbances. For Stoics, mindfulness aligns closely with the principle of maintaining inner tranquility amidst external disturbances. This lesson will explore how mindfulness can be applied to handle rudeness effectively and maintain composure. The role of mindfulness in Stoicism. In Stoic philosophy, the goal is to achieve a state of inner peace regardless of external circumstances. Mindfulness serves as a practical tool for realizing this goal. By being fully present, individuals can better control their reactions to external stimuli, such as rude behavior from others. Mindfulness allows for a pause between stimulus and response, creating space for thoughtful action rather than impulsive reaction. The science behind mindfulness. Contemporary research supports the Stoic view that mindfulness contributes to emotional regulation and stress reduction. Studies have shown that mindfulness practices can alter brain structures and functions related to emotional processing. For instance, regular mindfulness meditation has been linked to increased activity in the prefrontal cortex, which is associated with executive functions and emotional regulation, and decreased activity in the amygdala, which processes stress and fear. Practical techniques for mindfulness. 1. Mindful breathing. One of the simplest, yet most effective mindfulness practices is mindful breathing. This involves focusing your attention on your breath as it enters and leaves your body. During stressful situations such as encountering rudeness, taking a few deep, deliberate breaths can help center your thoughts and calm your nervous system. 2. Body scan. This technique involves paying close attention to the physical sensations in various parts of your body, from head to toe. The body scan helps in recognizing where you might be holding tension and promotes relaxation. By becoming aware of bodily responses to stress, such as tight shoulders or clenched fists, you can consciously release this tension and respond more calmly to rudeness. 3. Observational awareness. This technique requires you to observe your thoughts and emotions without becoming involved in them. When faced with rudeness, practice observing your emotional responses, anger, frustration, or sadness, without judgment. By acknowledging these feelings without reacting to them, you maintain a sense of control over your responses. 4. Mindful listening. This practice involves paying full attention to what others are saying without planning your response or getting distracted. When someone is rude, listen mindfully to understand their perspective, even if their delivery is harsh. This can help you respond more thoughtfully and reduce the likelihood of escalating the situation. Applying mindfulness to rudeness. When confronted with rudeness, Mindfulness can help you maintain composure and avoid reactive behavior. Here's how you can apply mindfulness in such situations. 1. Pause and reflect. Before responding to a rude comment or action, take a moment to pause. This brief interval allows you to collect your thoughts and emotions, preventing an impulsive reaction. Use this time to engage in mindful breathing or simply observe your internal reactions. 2. Non-reactive awareness. By practicing mindfulness, you can develop a non-reactive awareness of the rudeness you experience. This means acknowledging the rude behavior without letting it trigger an emotional response. Recognize that the rudeness is an external event, and your emotional state is a result of how you choose to interpret it. 3. Empathetic response. Mindfulness can enhance your ability to respond with empathy. By observing your own emotional state without judgment, you can better understand your reactions and choose a response that aligns with your values. For instance, if you notice that you feel defensive, you can choose to respond with empathy and understanding rather than anger. 4. Maintaining inner peace. Regular mindfulness practice builds resilience against stress and negativity. By incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine, you strengthen your ability to remain centered and peaceful, even when faced with challenging situations like rudeness. Challenges in practicing mindfulness. While mindfulness is a powerful tool, it can be challenging to practice consistently. Common difficulties include distraction. In our fast-paced world, staying present can be difficult. Mindfulness requires training and patience to overcome habitual distractions and maintain focus. Emotional intensity. High emotional intensity, such as anger from rudeness, can make mindfulness practices more challenging. It's important to acknowledge these feelings and use mindfulness techniques to manage them effectively. Consistency. Like any skill, mindfulness requires regular practice. Establishing a consistent practice can be difficult, especially when life becomes busy or stressful. Integrating mindfulness into daily life. To overcome these challenges, integrate mindfulness practices into your daily life. Set aside time. Allocate specific times for mindfulness practices, such as meditation or mindful breathing, to build a habit. Even a few minutes a day can be beneficial. Use reminders. Incorporate mindfulness cues into your daily routine. For example, use reminders to practice mindful breathing before meetings or during stressful moments. Practice patience. Understand that mindfulness is a skill developed over time. Be patient with yourself and recognize that progress may be gradual. Seek support. Join mindfulness groups or find resources to support your practice. Engaging with a community can provide motivation and guidance. Mindfulness is a powerful Stoic practice that helps maintain composure and inner peace in the face of rudeness. By developing a mindful approach to handling external stimuli, you can enhance emotional regulation, empathy, and resilience. Integrating mindfulness into your daily routine enables you to respond to rudeness with clarity and composure, ultimately contributing to your overall well-being and personal growth. Lesson 10. Adopt a Stoic perspective. Adopting a Stoic perspective involves viewing life's events through the lens of Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes understanding and acceptance of the broader context of human experiences. This perspective is particularly valuable when dealing with rudeness, as it helps you contextualize and respond to negative behavior with greater insight and empathy. This lesson will explore how adopting a Stoic perspective can transform your experience of rudeness and contribute to personal growth. The Stoic worldview, Stoicism, teaches that the world is governed by natural laws and that individuals should align their actions with these principles. The Stoic perspective emphasizes accepting what cannot be controlled while focusing on one's own thoughts and behaviors. This worldview helps individuals navigate challenges, including rudeness, with equanimity and wisdom. The dichotomy of control. Revisited central to Stoic thought is the dichotomy of control, which divides the world into what is within our control and what is not. This principle is crucial for adopting a Stoic perspective. Acceptance of external factors. According to Stoicism, external factors such as the behavior of others are beyond our control. Accepting this reality allows you to focus on how you respond, rather than being consumed by frustration or anger. Focus on internal reactions. While you cannot control others, you can control your internal reactions. Adopting a Stoic perspective means understanding that your emotional state is a result of your own interpretations and responses, not external events. Understanding human nature. Stoicism teaches that human behavior is influenced by various internal and external factors, including personal struggles, stress, and societal pressures. By understanding that rudeness often reflects the other person's internal state rather than a direct attack on you, you can respond with greater empathy and compassion. Empathy and perspective. Taking. Adopting a Stoic perspective involves practicing empathy and perspective taking. Here's how. Recognize common humanity. Understand that everyone has their struggles and challenges. Rudeness may stem from personal issues, stress, or dissatisfaction. Recognizing this common humanity can help you respond with understanding rather than taking offense. Contextualize behavior. When faced with rudeness, consider the broader context of the person's behavior. For instance, a rude comment may be a result of their own stress or frustrations unrelated to you. This perspective helps depersonalize the rudeness and reduces its emotional impact. Respond with compassion. Instead of reacting with anger or defensiveness, respond with compassion. Acknowledge the other person's difficulties and choose a response that reflects your values of kindness and understanding. Reframing. Rudeness. Reframing involves changing your perception of a situation to find a more positive or constructive angle. From a Stoic perspective, reframing rudeness can transform it from a negative experience into an opportunity for personal growth. Opportunity for practice. View rudeness as an opportunity to practice Stoic virtues such as patience, resilience, and self-control. Each encounter with rudeness is a chance to strengthen these qualities and refine your ability to respond with grace. Learning experience. Consider how the experience of rudeness can teach you about your own reactions and areas for growth. Use it as a mirror to reflect on your emotional responses and identify areas where you can improve your own behavior or mindset.